A stranger followed me home. The night had an uneasy silence, the kind that hums louder than noise. I was walking back from the bus stop after a late shift at the diner. My name is Maya Ortiz, 27, daughter of immigrants, born and raised in Houston. I'd walked this route 100 times before, down the cracked sidewalk past the shuttered laundromat, across the graffiti-stained wall with "God Forgives" street dozenty sprayed in blood-red paint, and into my apartment complex where the hallway light flickered like a dying star. But that night, I wasn't alone. From the moment I stepped off the bus, I felt it, the shadow 2 steps behind me. His boots echoed mine, never overtaking, never falling back too far. Every turn I made, he made too. I kept glancing over my shoulder, pretending to check my phone, but his face was hidden beneath the hood of a gray sweatshirt. The words clawed inside my chest: "A stranger is following me home." The fear. At first, I tried to convince myself it was nothing. Houston's streets were always full of wanderers, day laborers heading home, addicts searching for another hit, homeless men looking for shelter. I knew danger, I'd seen it since I was a kid. My mom used to say, "La calle te enseña más que la escuela," the street teaches more than school. But this was different. His footsteps weren't random, they were deliberate. I tightened my grip on my purse. My apartment was only 4 blocks away, but each step felt like a lifetime. I thought about calling 911, but what would I say? A man is walking behind me, they'd tell me to go home and lock the door. Still, my body knew before my mind. My heart was hammering, sweat gathering on the back of my neck. The confrontation. When I reached the corner before my building, I made a decision. Instead of turning left like usual, I went straight, leading us toward a dead street where I knew an old bodega sat closed after 10. If he followed, I'd have my answer. He did. The street was empty, just the buzzing of a broken neon sign. I stopped walking. "So what is it?" I said, my voice sharper than I expected. "Why are you following me?" The man froze. His hood slipped back slightly, revealing a face not much older than mine, late 20s, maybe early 30s. Latino, rough around the edges, a jagged scar across his cheek. He raised his hands, not close enough to threaten, but not far enough to calm me. "I don't mean harm. I swear." "Then why are you on my shadow?" His eyes darted around the empty street. He stepped closer, voice lowered. "Because, they're after you." The twist. The words hit like ice water. "What?" "I saw them on the bus," he said quickly, glancing behind me. "2 men. Watching you. Waiting." I recognized their tattoos. "They're with Los Pescadores." My blood ran cold. I'd heard of them, one of Houston's deadliest gangs, dealing drugs, extorting families, making people disappear. My cousin once got tangled with them. He never came home. "You're lying." My voice cracked. He shook his head. "No, I used to run with them. I know their faces. Once I saw them eyeing you, I knew they'd follow. If you went home straight, they'd know where you live. That's why I followed. To make them think you weren't alone." I searched his face, trying to read the truth. His scar, his ragged breathing, the desperation in his eyes. It wasn't the face of a predator. It was the face of someone carrying too many ghosts. The stranger's story. "My name's Raphael," he said, voice trembling. "I grew up 2 blocks from here. My mother cleaned houses just like yours probably did. I joined the gang at 15, did things I can't wash off my hands. But I got out. Barely. He pointed to his scar. That's what it cost me. Why warn me, I whispered. Because you looked like her. His eyes softened, breaking. My sister. She was 25 when they killed her. She never saw it coming. I can't, his voice cracked. I can't let that happen again. For a moment, the night shrank to just us two strangers bound by fear and loss. The decision. I could have run. I could have screamed. But instead, I let him walk beside me, guiding me in zigzags through side streets, away from the path of anyone trailing behind. Every corner we turned, he glanced over his shoulder, sharp, alert, like a soldier still in the war. Finally, after 20 minutes that felt like hours, we reached the back entrance of my apartment complex. This is where I leave you, Raphael said, pulling his hood lower. I grabbed his arm. Wait. Come inside. Just for a minute. To be safe. He shook his head. If they see me near you again, it'll only make things worse. They'll think you're with me. Then what do I do? He hesitated, then slipped a folded piece of paper into my hand. This is a number. A woman named Marisol. She runs a safe house for women the gang's target. She helped me once. Call her if they don't back off. I stared at the paper, then back at him. His eyes held something I didn't expect: hope, maybe redemption. Why are you helping me? He looked up at the flickering streetlight. Because maybe if I save one life, God will forgive me for the ones I couldn't. And then he was gone, melting into the night like he had never been there. The aftermath. That night, I barely slept. Every noise outside made me jump. I pulled the curtains tight, checked the locks twice, kept my phone clutched in my hand. Days passed. I didn't see the men he spoke of, but sometimes I felt their presence, the way a car slowed near me, the way a figure lingered too long at the bus stop. I called the number Raphael gave me. Marisol answered. She knew my name before I said it, as if Raphael had told her to expect me. I'll help you, she said. But you have to trust me. The ending. A week later, I saw Raphael again, only not alive. It was in the news: man found dead behind East Side warehouse. Possible gang retaliation. The photo was grainy, but it was him, same scar, same eyes. I sat on my apartment floor, shaking, the piece of paper still in my hand. He had carried his demons into the fire and didn't make it out. But in his final act, he'd given me something rare, a chance to live. That night, I lit a candle by my window, the way my mother always did for the dead. And I whispered into the darkness, you weren't a stranger, Raphael. You were the reason I'm still here. And for the first time, the silence of the night felt less like fear and more like protection.